Morning, YouTube. Today we're going to be talking about the 1978 smooth jazz R&B song "What You Won't Do for Love" by Bobby Caldwell. Now, he kind of broke into the music scene, singer, composer, but this is sort of a one-hit wonder type song, but a great song and a great smooth jazz vibe. So, as before, I'm going to play a snippet of the song, and then I'm going to go ahead and break it down for you and show you how to play this great tune. So, let's go ahead and get started. Guess you wonder where I've been, search to find a love within. I came back to let you know, got a thing for you, but I can't let go. Some people go around the world for love, they may never find what they dream of. What you won't do, I do for love. I've tried everything, but you won't give up. Okay, the guitar itself, I'm playing it in standard tuning. However, in the original song, I actually think that they're tuning it down a half step to, so it's going to be a D flat, or an E flat rather, E flat. So it's a half step down. So you got to remember that. I do have a little bit of tremolo on the guitar itself, and fairly easy chords. The chords are pretty much the same all the way through. The song starts out on an F. This is the part of the intro. The song starts out on an F sharp seventh. Now the F sharp seventh is made by putting your first finger across all the strings of the second fret, and then your ring finger on the fourth fret of the A string, and your middle finger on the third fret of the G string. And you're just going to pluck the upper four strings, really. Make sure that you get the F sharp as the bass. And it's just sort of a stab there, and you're going to jump immediately into a D major 7, so it's... And I always like to, whenever you're jumping into this song, slide into the D major 7th. Now you do that by putting your first finger on the first fret of the G, the B, and the high E. And you're going to be plucking the D string down here, so you got to get this sort of slide in, so it's... Okay? So just remember that repeats throughout the entire song. So you want to slide in to a D major 7th, and the D major 7th is by putting your first finger on the second fret of the G string, the B string, and the high E string, and you're just plucking from the D string, the open D string down. So it's... The third chord is a C sharp 7th. Now a C sharp 7th is basically taking a C 7th chord and you just slide it up one fret. So you're going to have your ring finger on the fourth fret of the A string, your middle finger on the third fret of the D string, your little finger on the fourth fret of the G string, and your pointer finger on the second fret of the B string. And you're just plucking the middle four strings. So you're getting the C sharp 7th sound. And then you're going to go to an F sharp minor 7th, which is made by putting your first finger over all the strings of the second fret, and then you put your ring finger on the fourth fret of the A string, and you're plucking from the F sharp, which is the low E second fret. You're not going to play the high E. It's all the other strings, so it's... So you're getting the F sharp minor 7th. And then you're going to do a little bit of a stab from an A 6th chord. And then you're going to bounce to an A 7th. So the A 6th is made by putting your first finger on the second fret of the D, the G, the B, and the high E, okay? And then you're going to use the A as the bass, that's the 5th string. And then you're going to use your little pinky, or you can use your ring finger to catch the the 4th fret of the high E string. So you're going to get this sort of bounce. So you're going to go from an A6 to an A. So listen to how that sounds. So it's D major 7th, C sharp 7th, F sharp minor 7th to a So that's how you do it, just sort of bouncing off the A6 back to the A. So let's put it all together for that first line. It's and you got to sort of get the plucking sound, and that's sort of throughout this entire song, and it goes along with the way he sings it. The second line in the intro starts out on a D. Just a normal D in the first position. And then it's going to go to an A with a G bass. So you're just going to lay your finger across all of the 2nd fret, D, 2nd fret, G, 2nd fret, B, and you're plucking the A, or you're plucking the low G, which is the 3rd fret of the low E string. So you're going to go. So it's just an A chord with a G bass. So it's. And then you're going to go to an F sharp minor 7th. And then you're going to go to a B ninth. Now a B ninth is made by putting your first finger on the 1st fret of the D string, your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, and then you basically lay your ring finger on the 2nd fret of the G, B, and the high E. So you're getting this. That's a B ninth. Okay, so let me walk through the intro chords. And the reason I'm spending a lot of time on this, on the intros, because the chords to the intro basically repeat not only in the verse, but also in the chorus itself. So if you have the intro down, you basically have the chords to the song. So let me just sort of walk through them. I'll call them out slowly. It's F sharp, so a stab. F sharp 7th. D major 7th, C sharp 7th, F sharp minor 7th, to an A 6th, to an A, to a D, to an A with a G bass, to an F sharp minor 7th, to a B 9. So let me just play the intro at normal speed and you'll get an idea. And then we'll jump into the verse. So it's... Notice how I'm doing those stabs, because that's sort of the punch that the song has throughout the entire. It's sort of the vibe of this particular song. There's a lot of punch, so it's. And if you listen to the bass, there's a whole lot of punch. So I'm trying to recreate that little punch with these little pluck offs. So it's. Okay. The first verse opens up on a D major 7th, just like I said before, and I slide into the D major 7th, so it's guess you wonder where I've been. Okay, so it's going D major 7th, slide in, to a C sharp 7th, like I showed you before, to an F sharp minor 7th, like I showed you before, and then you're going to jump to a B 13th. Now a B 13th is made by taking that B ninth shape that I showed you before, which is putting your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, your first finger on the 1st fret of the D string, and then you lay your ring finger on the 2nd fret of the G, the B, and the high E. So you start out with the B ninth, and then you got to do a little bit of a stretch with your pinky finger, and you've got to catch the 4th fret of the B and the 4th fret of the E. And I know it's a long stretch, but the reason you have to do that is because there's a little bit of variance between the B 13th and the B 9th. You hear it? Okay? So let's see how that sounds. So each line of the verse, you're going to do the same little chord sequence, except you're going to end the first line on the B 13th, the second line on the B 9th, and then you're going to go back to the third line on the B 13th, and then the last line of the verse, you're going to do the B 9th again. So let's go ahead and listen to how that sounds. So it's, guess you wonder where I've been, search to find the love within. B 9th. I came back to let you know. B 13th. Think for you, but I can't let go. And then it ends on the B 9th. Okay. So that's the that's how the verses are. So there's two verses. They're exactly the same. Verse 2 is exactly the same. Just do the vocal emphasis as he does. Kind of a real rhythm and blues type a vibe in the way he sings it. Okay, now the chorus itself is also very similar because it again starts on the D major 7th, just like we did before. So it's some people go, and it's basically just a little bit of a vocal difference. So it's some people go around the world, and instead of going to the B 9th or the B 13th as we did in the verse, you're going to go to an A. So it's going, and it's sort of a little bit of a change up in key. So it's some people go around the world for love. So it's D major 7th, C sharp 7th, F sharp minor 7th to an A. And then the second line of the chorus is, again, D major 7th. They may never find. And then it'll go to a G 7th. G 7th is made by putting you're laying your first finger over all the strings of the 3rd fret, and then you put your ring finger on the 5th fret of the A string and your middle finger on the 3rd fret of the G string. And then you're just plucking the upper 4 or 5 strings. So it's G 7th, back to an F sharp minor 7, and then do a B 9. So let me call out the chords to the chorus. So it's D major 7th to a C sharp 7th to an F sharp minor 7th to an A, to an D major 7th to a G 7th to an F sharp minor 7th to a B 9. Okay? So let me sing that in real time, and you'll get the sense of how that's slightly different. So it's some people go around the world for love. They may never find what they dream of. And then you hold it, and then it goes back. What you won't do for love. And then it's back to the 3rd verse with that little pause, kind of a stop, and then back to the verse. So the 3rd verse is the same. Then you're going to repeat the 2nd verse. You're going to do the chorus again. You're going to repeat the 3rd verse, and then the song basically outros just by playing. You're playing a D major 7th to a C sharp 7th to an F sharp minor 7th to a B 9. And the song basically just fades out on that. So it's make me do what I would not do. Make me do what I would not do. Just a cool groove. Okay, folks, that's how you play the song What You Won't Do for Love by Bobby Caldwell. This is sort of a one-hit wonder, smooth jazz R&B song. I thought you'd like it. It's a great song and really has a good vibe. Now, if you can get a good singer, then you can really make this thing go. So a little bit of tremolo, not too much. Guitar in standard tuning. If you're going to match the record, you got to drop it down a half a key. So hopefully that helped you. As before, if you have any questions about this or any of the other videos that I've made, go ahead and leave me a question or comment at my YouTube channel. And as before, have a great day, and we'll catch you later.